Hi, a bit of an update on the Max MSP. I had a choice between the microcog and the DJ patch. Had a little go on both of them and decided to do the DJ booth. Now what I've done is I've printed a copy of what I showed in my previous blog. I created an illustration of the patch and I've printed it out. What I've been doing is, so I don't get lost, I've been going around it, so I've highlighted different bits I've done. And the reason for that is anyone that's used Max MSP, you can see that it can get quite complicated and it is complex, so as you go along you can lose track of where you are. So I've just done that to kind of keep it as simple as I possibly can and keep on top of what I've done and what needs to be done. Now, as I said, I've done a few things. First I've done both the decks. Now the objects included in that I've used waveform, I've used groove, buffer, SF play, and I've also used the loop and load. Now obviously load to load in a sample, and loop it is just a common DJ feature, just to loop a section of the track, and then that can be linked in with using the other deck kind of to overlap that. As I mentioned before as well, I'm going to use a delay patch. Now luckily I had already created delay patch within one of my seminars, so I've pretty much copied and pasted that over, a few alterations using tap in, tap out, and then I've got gain for the left speaker and gain for the right speaker, just so you can make alterations and bring it in both. Also got a master patch. Now this master patch has got faders for both the left deck and the right deck, and it's also got a master fader as well. I've got pan left and right for both of my decks, and I've also got a crossfader. Now I've struggled with a few things, the first being quite a bit of a schoolboy error. I wanted to bring in a fader, and I tried to do this with a slider. Now what I didn't realise at first, very stupidly, is that slider doesn't have audio signal in. It's just a black line, which means it's just data, therefore it couldn't achieve what I wanted this fade to be for. So what I've done is I've got a gain plugin, and I've just altered it so it's not just boosting the signal. Via inspector I've got the minimum 0, so no audio signal going through whatsoever, and then that goes up to 120 I believe, with 230 steps I think finished off with. Now a couple of other problems I've been having is the crossfader. Now I've been trying to look into as much as I can of what different objects I can use, because obviously unfortunately there's not an object called crossfade. If there was, it'd be a lot more simple, but I've been trying to find a way around it. Now the only way I can see is to have toggle switches on both the left and right, and use a slider to trigger left and right on. So if it was the left side, it'd trigger that on, and if it was the right side, it'd trigger the right deck on. Now obviously I don't want it just to be a sudden thing. I want it to have maybe a gradual step into the first or a gradual step into the second. So that's something that I'm going to have to try and work out. It's a big problem I've got at the moment, and hopefully I'm giving myself a couple of days to try and figure that part out. And that's about it really. Another problem I've had is with the PSX USB converter. Now I didn't expect it to be simple. This is a bonus feature from a patch. It's not a necessity. To get the crossfade sorted, get the pans, get everything sorted first is what I want to achieve. And then the PSX USB converter, so I can use my PlayStation controller. That is a bonus feature, and hopefully I can achieve that by the deadline. But we'll have to wait and see. Once I've achieved something else within my patch, I'll create another blog and hopefully explain how I got around that and how I achieved the crossfade and the conversion. Yeah, thank you.